Last time, the East Blue crew bust out from the Lego diorama and rescue Chopper. A so-called sun god discovers them wreaking havoc and chases them back into the Legoland. They hitch a ride on the cat-lion thing with a plan to bust out the other side to freedom. My longshot ideas? This sun god person might be Loki. Loki might be a woman. And we're still not sure if the inconsistencies of chapter 1127 were intentional or not. Either way, it's time for my first reaction and review of One Piece chapter 1129, Living Dolls. We are back with Oni Child Yamato and the Holy Inari Shrine Pilgrimage Volume 16, a ninja lesson at Amigasa Village. And we are seeing Tama being trained by Shinobu, and it looks like Shinobu's gotten back to her pre-Green Bull weight, if that makes sense. But either way, Tama is training hard and Yamato is cheering her on. Very cute, very good, but still waiting for the hook. When is the hook gonna hit? We're already 16 covers in, and I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the big gosh, surprise moment. Alright. I wonder if it's gonna be Blackbeard arriving on Wano seeking, not Poseidon, seeking Uranus. Oh no, Pluton. Pluton, seeking Pluton. That's the one. Alright, we return. In the Legoland, great sun god, please calm down. Look, you can see flames from the cracks. The sky is falling. It's the end of the world. And of course, to these people, not realizing that they were being looked at through a one-way mirror, probably would think this is the end of the world. I shall never forgive this slight, you living dolls. You demolished my temple. See, this is what I expected. I called out last week that it's weird that this person called it their sacred temple. But now, yeah, the mask is slipping, and they're saying, you demolished my temple, and my poor pets, servants, as we see the mice, the crow, and the snake all lying on the ground. That guy is way too scary, says Nami. He's more like a demon than a god. Interesting, they're calling it a guy, so potentially has a masculine voice. Is it okay for the town to be shaking like this, says Usopp. All this was really made out of those blocks, says Luffy. Jump over, cat. And we see the great Iscat leaping over a wall, and really just... It's actually interesting, because the great Iscat was quite large, but from this shot it looks even larger than before, jumping over... I also thought last week they weren't giants. They were potentially captured humans just like Luffy and the crew. Either way, he must have put a ton of time into it. Let's try and get away without destroying his hard work. Aren't you a nice fella, Luffy? However, Iscat lands and crushes a whole bunch of blocks and houses. Stop that, Iscat, says the sun god. Why are you aiding them? Yeah. And yes, we are seeing, relative to this sun god, deer / moose / whatever horned creature mask wearing person, Iscat is just regular cat sized. So, why are you aiding them? Yeah. We can reach the end of the world in no time thanks to this cat. We're going where now, says Luffy? Didn't he suggest it? You should listen, Luffy. We need to follow the blueprints, Nami says. Don't worry, I memorized them. She's tossed the blueprints away. Look, Luffy, you see that mirror? We can see the door from earlier in it. You're right. If you look closely, all the clouds are just strung up balls of cotton. That's a nice touch. This place may look expansive, but it's really just a giant's room. Right, says Chopper. And that was Zoro saying the first line. So the horizon only seems endless, says Sanji. But it shouldn't be much farther, says Nami. We just need to keep pushing forward. Oh, and we see a nice view. So you see the great tree, as it's labeled, the mirrors on the sides, and the town forest fountain. And yeah, we're getting a classic One Piece map. So they're about halfway through. And interestingly, the fake Yggdrasil tree is hard up against the wall of the other side. So it's not like in the center or anything like that. It's against the other end. We've already crossed half the country, and we're seeing the diorama is actually larger than the rest of the Giant's room. So it's about 2/3 of the Giant's room is this diorama, which is pretty impressive. Now I see, if you believe those blueprints show everything about this realm, then you are mistaken. And the sun god person seems to form a net from their sun thing. Their staff, which had a very sun-like appearance at the tip. It almost seems like he's pulled a net from nowhere. Verily, this place is in truth a giant detention center. Net, Sanji, and Zoro react. Why is he talking like a samurai? This facility was designed to ensure no giant escapes its walls. Even if you were to reach the other side, do you think you have a hope of breaking through? That way is another dead end. This facility was designed to ensure no giants escape its walls. I had an idea at the very start of last chapter that these giant-looking people, like they look visually like giants, they're built and all of that, and obviously they're fashion, but we learnt that this guy is dressing people up. But I kind of discarded that once we broke out and saw the rest of the room, but it may actually be the case that the giants have shrunk, so I was more correct before reading the last chapter. And the sun god brings the net down and captures Iskat and the Straw Hats within it. Hey, keep running, Cat, says, I'm assuming Luffy. Great, Iskat. Why are those people riding on you? Hurry up and go, says Zoro and Sanji as they burst through the net. The metal wires. This resistance is futile. Ahead is the domain of the mighty Ear God. Great Sun God, about the Ear God, some of the regular people say. The truth is, we found his body burnt to a crisp earlier today. The cause is unknown. We thought our misfortune couldn't get any worse when we saw the cracks in the sky. This day is truly cursed. I feel like before I turn the page, the sun god is going to be like, you ate my pet rabbit, you scoundrels. Oh wait, Guru, they beat it. No way, that carnivorous rabbit, my Galt bunny. And we see a picture of the rabbit and it's, yeah, it's wearing a helmet, that's one thing, but it's also got its like tongue hanging out and it's got fangs, so this is, yeah, a carnivorous rabbit for sure. It was already too late. Laughs the sun god. How lovely, how precious. This world is a marvel. A grand tale is unfolding in my miniature garden, taking a life of its own, but right before my very eyes. Oddly pleased by this. I underestimated them. This is giving me goosebumps. That's certainly a laugh. I can't wait to hear it in the anime. Verily, evil has spawned and heroes are being born in the world I created. I have a feeling that this person is a bit of a control freak, maybe? What's the word I'm looking for? I think I said like a figurine otaku last chapter, with how they are wanting to control everything. Though the way that the people are speaking to the sun god, it doesn't seem like this is the first time they've communicated, to be honest. History is being made. This is the beauty of my living dolls, a minimalist world, and it's all mine. This could be our only chance. The escape route is open. Let's run while we still can. Spread the word. So not all the inhabitants of this Legoland are loyal, I suppose. What's he laughing about, says Luffy. It's a live drama playing out in the palm of my hand. Hadrudin may recognize you, but I don't. Hadrudin may recognize you, but I don't. Let's see what you do next. Lethal green star, says Usopp. Hadrudin. That is ringing a bell. That's the one on the Grand Fleet, isn't it? Yeah. Hadrudin is. He is the captain of the new new giant warrior pirates, whatever they're called. What's his crew called? It's the giant warrior pirates, the new giant warrior pirates. Interesting, we hear his name. I wonder if he's going to be around, but this sun god person apparently knows Hadrudin. Skull bomb grass. We've seen this shot. It's like a giant skull-shaped explosion from Usopp. It's no use, I broke the mirror, but the wall is seriously strong. Oh, so he wasn't aiming it at the sun god person. Though the explosion is larger than the sun god person. That wall is seriously strong, just leave it to me, says Leafy. Brilliant, what a chapter. I can't get enough of these weaklings struggling against their fate. Their bitter failure and hollow despair only showcases their humanity. Setbacks and disappointments, that's the core of character development. This person is, like, are they an author and they're like, but they're trying to do like a play of everything that's happened? Like, what is their motivation? The way that they're talking is very, like they said, they're talking like a samurai. I feel like this person may be an author, or is he? If I go with my otaku idea, is this person like is writing like web novels, the equivalent of giant web novels? This folly is comical to watch, but your valiant efforts move me to tears. I'm glad you made your way to me. Luffy Tasso, Zoro Tasso, Nami Tasso, Usopp Tasso. Okay. Tasso is going to be their things. He knows our names. Sun Tasso, Cho Tasso. What's a Tasso? I'm going to punch through. Time for a little gear forth. Luffy does... Well, he says it's gear forth, and it looks like gear forth from just the fist. Usopp, there's no one to blame over a natural disaster, right? You mean like earthquakes, floods, and storms? No, generally those things just happen. Good, because that guy definitely put us through a lot of crap. He's really pissed me off, says Nami. Hey, he's a giant, so... And this is a great face from Nami. I really like it. It is not elegant at all. I totally get your rage, Nami-san. I'll never forgive him either. Can't stop thinking about how he got to dress you up, Sanji. That's what he's annoyed about. I'll grind him to dust with my own legs. Besides, I have a feeling he's about to feel some divine retribution. And the sun god... I'm calling him the sun god, but obviously not the sun god. Gives us a couple of question marks, exclamation marks. Mugen, what have you got this time, Core? Hey, this is the Straw Hat crew, and we see a face. But the giant warrior pirates were guiding them. I can't recognize... Wait. Oh, wait. No. Do we know this person? They've got... Okay, I'll describe them. They're wearing... Oh no, I just had the horrible realization. If I go back to... Oh, I'll finish the chapter and then I'll go back. But this person's wearing a striped cloak. And, we saw someone in a striped cloak sitting and watching, and everyone's like, it's that person that was talking to Crocus. It's got to be the same person. It's one of Roger's crew. And, no, it just seems to be a giant. But yes, the crow picked up the Sunny and carried it here. So that's how everyone got here. And they were all fast asleep from drinking the green fairy. But yes, this person freaks out. And they've got long black hair, and it does look male. Was this a member of Hadriden's crew? I don't believe so. Oh, maybe it was. I feel like if I look at the new Giant Warrior Pirates crew, I'm going to see if I can see a name. Yeah, this is Road. Okay, their name is Road. And we've seen an image of them, we've seen an image of them in when Oda drew the rest of the Giant Warrior Pirates in the cover story. Alright, so assuming that this is the same person. Something must have happened. They're fast asleep. Wait, did they come from Egghead? Did they come through the sleeping mist belt? Seriously, yep. So this is just Road talking to Hadriden. This is awesome. Hadriden joined you all in his own. He wanted us new giant pirates to serve you, as if Elbaf's strongest warriors don't follow itty-bitty humans. Hasn't he got a shred of pride? So there's some rebelliousness in the new giant warrior pirate crew. Just look at this small frail body. Oh wow, it's my queen, Nam Tasso. So he's definitely is a fan of Nami, and is a pervert. Then he seems to gas the Straw Hats. Just go back to sleep. You're in for a surprise when you wake up. Okay. I see you have no clue where you are. Stay and run wild here. Now you will serve me. So, okay. There goes that idea. This is not Loki. This is someone called Road or Rodo or Road. Either one, the wiki says both. And he has captured them. Are they potentially on the giant warrior pirate ship still? Or has he gone back home after parting with Hadriden after Hadriden pledged himself to Luffy? Ready, Zeus. I'm raring to go, Nami. What's this? I didn't make that. Then by all means, Thunderbolt. And Nami takes him down. Well, not takes him down, shocks him. And everyone is shocked at the shocking of the great sun god, quote unquote. I hate to do this, but we're leaving. Bye-bye, Block Country. Gum, gum. We're finally getting out, says Zoro. Says, you're right, you giant perv. Please let the outside be Elbaf, says Usopp. And Luffy Kong guns through the wall, breaks it without issue. We're free, shouts the crew. And we just see a nice panel of Luffy staring off into the distance going, ah. And what lies out of sight, we don't know. But we will find out. Once again, doesn't say there's a break next week. That's good to know. So, yes, Road. I knew this guy. When I saw his face, it looked very familiar. But yes, it is a member of the new Giant Warrior Pirates. The Giant Warrior Pirates were led by Dorian Broggy, and they kind of split up because their captains went AWOL on Little Garden for 100 years. And the new Giant Warrior Pirates, they were working for Buggy, and they found their way onto Dressrosa. And once Luffy / Usopp liberated the Captain Hadruden, that's when they, liberated Hadruden from being turned into a toy, then he became one of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet. And it seems like Road was not too pleased about that. But he seems to be a Nami fan, at least. But he's definitely judging by appearances. He sees Luffy's pretty scraggly little body. He's like, psh, pathetic. How could a giant follow someone such as this? And, guess them, change them. And now Luffy, and I guess Nami as well, taking down a giant. Good work. They break free. I'm not seeing too much else. But we still don't know where the ship is. Obviously, Hadruden's got the ship somewhere, but the Crow is what boarded in, which I guess that makes sense. Sad that this isn't Loki. That theory's wrong. Though I'm still not going to count out that Loki might be a woman, because, like I said, One Piece kingdoms, they need a princess. And the only bit of royalty we know, or young royalty that we know, is Loki. So I'm holding out hope. Either way, I think is there anything else I can glean from these chapters? It's just a fun chase through this Legoland. We see a layout of the room. We learn that this person is Road, who was a member of the new Giant Warrior Pirates. And, the crew is kind of showing off that this is, don't judge a book by its cover. Which that might be an interesting theme, actually. The fact that has been a prevalent theme in these first few chapters of Elbaf, where it's like, oh, what do you expect from Elbaf? Oh, you expect Vikings and giant warriors, and it's all going to be so good. And then first thing we see is sort of a Legoland, and that's sort of strange and bizarre, and then that's shown to be false, and then there's this false sun god, and that's shown not to be true. It's actually this guy, and so I feel like there's going to be a bit more interesting fake outs in this story. Which makes sense if Loki is based off of the Loki of Norse mythology and is a bit of a trickster god and is a bit cheeky and deceptive, then I would not expect anything less. But yes, I think all those reveals aside, that's pretty straightforward, and I guess we'll see what Luffy sees next chapter. I reckon there's probably a chance they might be on a boat. Are they aboard the new Giant Warrior Pirate ship? That could be pretty interesting. Or it could literally just be they're on Elbaf, because, like I said, that is got the same stripy cloak that... Oh, except no, maybe I think that's also a fake out. Because we saw them arriving... Wait, hang on. I gotta verify this. Let me verify what is happening here. When did we see that cloaked figure at the beginning of Elbaf? Let me quickly pull that up. I'll cut this audio out while I'm finding it. Oh no, we didn't actually see their cloak. Okay. I assumed it was the cloak because when we see the cover story with Crocus and Laboon, the image we see, the cloak is a striped cloak. and it's a person with a striped cloak and long hair and a sort of more rice paddy field style straw hat. And putting it bluntly, that is actually, and the more I'm thinking about it, that is also interesting. That this is another person with long hair and a striped cloak. Could Rodo be inspired by the person in that outfit? And so because they speak like, okay, obviously we're not sure if the person with the striped cloak in the Crocus cover story, etc., if they are a samurai of Wano. Because they say, why is he talking like a samurai? So that's clue number one. He's talking like a samurai. Then, when he's not in his sun god getup, he's wearing a striped cloak and he's got long hair. So, and interestingly, in the digitally colored one, he's wearing a sort of yellow and white striped cloak, Road is. And he's wielding a very large sort of samurai-style blade. So putting all of that together, could that potentially be why they look so similar? But yes, when I looked at the silhouette from chapter 1124, we don't see the striped cloak or anything like that. So we've got no colors, we've only got the silhouette. So, but yeah, that's all very interesting. Yeah, okay, I'm going to leave that there. We know who this fake sun god is, we know his associations, and I'm sort of formulating that he might be an associate with that silhouetted figure, if that is the same figure from the cover story, the time skip cover stories. Either way, those are my thoughts. That was my first reaction. I hope you enjoy it. No break next week, so I'll see you next week. See ya!